So join the team Nebraska Power Brand, who reminds you, go be
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
McMurphy has Nebraska in the Las Vegas Bowl. That would be incredible. That would be absolutely amazing. Here's when the Vegas Bowl is. It's before Christmas. It is so easy to get to Las Vegas for Nebraska fans. There's not like from Lincoln via Redway, the new at Lincoln Airport. Omaha has direct flight. Grand Island has direct flights to.
It would be flooded with Nebraska.
It would be awesome.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Rico joining you. As usual, we're back in the studio today. So what's up, Rico?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Hanging in there?
Yeah, doing fantastic.
Good.
I got my live wire Mountain Dew back there. I'm ready to go.
I tried that, and it tastes nasty.
It doesn't, but okay.
What is the flavor?
Live wire. Duh.
You sound like a 3-year-old.
Don't know what live wire is?
No. Tell me a fruit, a flavor.
Sparked with artificial orange flavor.
Oh, artificial. Okay.
It's all artificial. It's Mountain Dew. None of it's real.
I'm glad.
But it tastes so good.
It is not good. By the way, in the crossover there with the water cooler, I did not mean Tiago Splitter. I meant Matt Bonner.
AKA the Red Mamba.
That's what Google says. That's not what I'm saying. But that's what Google is saying.
It's okay.
So
it's what his Wikipedia says.
You better be careful with your laptop on there too, because that's how I broke mine.
Don't worry, mine already fell off here once. It's
okay. Anyway, 402.
Wikipedia says he's the Red Mamba or the Red Rocket.
Okay, Matt Bonner. What was his career 3-point shooting percentage?
Do I have to find that?
I figured it'd be on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, his career 3-point percentage, 41%.
There it is.
So in 2010, 2011, he shot 46% from 3 for San Antonio.
Jeez. And like he played a part, I suppose.
Yeah, so in his time in San Antonio, he was there from 2006 to 2016. I'm going to go his 3-point percentage starting in 2006 all the way down. 38, 34, 44, 39, 46, 42, 44, 43, 36, 44, 41.
Okay.
Solid. Don't ask me how many threes he attempted because it doesn't have that. He never averaged over, except for 1 year, over 8 points a game.
But he shot over 40% in his career from 3.
8.2 in
Bonner.
2008, 2009, and also never averaged over 5 rebounds a game.
Perfect.
Maxed out at 4.8 for a guy that's 6'10".
Matt Bonner. He lived on the perimeter. What do you want from him?
He stayed most of his time outside.
What do you want from him?
Okay.
We are gonna talk a little bit of Big Ten baseball today. I feel like we could do a text bag as well.
100%.
We're doing a text bag here in the first segment. We're going to do a text bag in the first segment. So any thoughts that you guys have, 402-464-5685, you send them in. I do want to shout out.
Any, we mean any.
I do want to shout out more, and this is really important here. We have a final update from Cedars that we want to share with you guys. And so Cedars' original goal yesterday for donations was $300,000. They accumulated $424,267.22. Cedars was in first place of all nonprofits and by more than $80,000 over the second place organization. And Lincoln as a city raised $7.4 million total for nonprofits yesterday.
Man, hey, shout out to Lincoln.
Shout out to Lincoln.
Look at all you people doing great things.
Lincoln, stand up.
Donating all that money to not 7 point what million?
$7.1 million, or excuse me, $7.4 million for all nonprofits were raised yesterday on Give to Lincoln Day. Cedars by themselves raised the most, and that number for Cedars was $424,267.22.
That is a substantial chunk of change for a nonprofit. And you
Yeah.
know what? Hey, everybody, congratulations.
That's huge.
Congratulations to all the nonprofits for getting all that money. Congratulations to the city of Lincoln for being wonderful and for
Yeah.
donating all of that money to these nonprofits. You guys are amazing. You guys deserve a pat yourselves on the back, give yourself a round of applause, shake your own hand, give yourself a high five, do all that stuff because you did a great job yesterday.
Also, we are going to talk about some Big Ten baseball here in the second segment. It's going to be a couple exciting days because tomorrow we'll actually have on the show, his name's Connor Onion. And if you have been watching any of the Big Ten baseball games on the network, then you have heard Connor's voice. Connor is the one of the play-by-play broadcasters for the Big Ten network. And I just got confirmation that he is going to be on the show tomorrow. So just to break down the Big Ten baseball tournament, talk about the teams, things like that. So we'll have Big Ten Network's play-by-play broadcaster for the baseball tournament, Connor Onion, on the show tomorrow to just kind of talk about everything that's been happening this week, as well as a little bit of Nebraska. So
ask him why a pitcher-friendly ballpark is now looking like a hitter-friendly ballpark.
Yeah. Rico, we were a little incorrect yesterday.
Yeah, I tweeted at you.
Did you?
I did. So I said so much for small ball.
Well, so we saw it from the start. First hitter of the game was Bryce Matthews. He hit one off the bat going at 109 miles per hour exit velocity off the bat, and it was held by the ballpark in straightaway center field.
One step from the wall.
Yeah. And then Gabe Swanson ends up hitting one 110 miles per hour off the bat, and that one is about 5 or 6 rows into left center field.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting. Tonight's going to be kind of something to watch because you have obviously a couple power hitters on each side: Bryce Matthews, Gabe Swanson, Max Anderson for Nebraska, and then also the Big Ten Player of the Year in the Maryland shortstop Shaw for the Terrapins. So that game's going to be at 6 p.m. tonight. We'll dive into more of that, some of the implications as well. But now it's time for the text bag. So send us anything, 402-464-5685. This is just kind of for you guys, the listeners, to get anything off your chest. You got something to rant about, you let us know. We have a couple things already here, Rico. Waterboy asks, are the ticket guys going to Omaha?
As long as I can get all my stuff done in time, I will.
I will be there as well. So
Nick will be there. I might be there.
Rico might be there. It's going to be, I'm excited for it. I think there's going to be a really good crowd on hand as well. Simply because it's a night game, which helps out the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition, if Nebraska would have played in the elimination game at 10 a.m. today, there probably would have been a good amount of people just because it's Nebraska and Nebraska fans travel well no matter time, day, or night. However, 10 a.m. is a lot less feasible than a 6 p.m. game
on a work day
for folks to get off of work in time. So
although you could just call in and just I'm sick. And then you just go to the ballpark.
All right.
It's not like the camera's going to zoom in on you.
You ever had experience with that, Rico?
I have not.
Good answer. So yeah, 6 p.m. is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it as well. Chase B says, for the text bag, I know you guys aren't hockey people, but how crazy is it for the Florida Panthers, the last team to make the playoffs at the second wild card spot, to advance in the finals, going through the record-breaking Boston Bruins, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and sweeping the Carolina Hurricanes? And that was what I saw yesterday. It was like with 4.3 seconds left in the third period, Rico, the Florida Panthers scored the final goal in the third to beat the Hurricanes 4-3.
Is Florida allowed to win a hockey championship?
Yeah,
It just seems
why not?
It just seems weird that Florida will be like, we're Stanley Cup champions.
I think
South
it's
Beach.
okay. I think we're okay with that.
I mean, it's almost like, and I don't want to change the sport, but in terms of something that I could understand better, it's like the Miami Heat, if they can beat the Boston Celtics, is making it to the NBA Finals as an 8 seed, having to go through the play-in game, having to go through the Milwaukee Bucks, and then the New York Knicks aren't any type of record-breaking franchise, but they did overachieve, and then having to go through the Boston Celtics with two of the more polished young players in the league. So it's kind of like that, but I'm sure that going through a record-breaking Boston Bruins squad was a lot more difficult.
Well, so now we're seeing, I mean, what a couple of weeks here for the state of Florida and their sports teams. You have the Miami Heat coming from the depths, kind of
South Beach,
because the Heat were in a play-in game, weren't they?
They were. They had to go through play-in.
They went in a play-in game, and now here they are, one win away from the NBA Finals.
2 play-in games because they're the 8 seed, which means
they're the
it's 7, 8, 9, 10. No,
yeah,
so they only
play one
because they won their first one.
They won their first one. So I mean, you think about that couple of weeks though. Miami Heat, they're 1 win away from an NBA Finals appearance, going through the Boston Celtics, and then you also have the Florida Panthers. Now here they are, but if I remember correctly, Rico, the Heat lost because the Heat were the ones that knocked out the Bulls. So the Heat lost to, was it the Hawks? They lost to the Hawks, I believe, in the play-in game.
That's what I'm trying to
then the Heat beat the Bulls because it was. I actually know for a fact that the Bulls played the Heat because the Bulls won their first play-in game, then they lost their second one. So, let's just go ahead and move on though. Which I mean, because I think I actually know for a fact.
You know for a fact.
I know for a fact.
You know for a fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be willing to.
You are correct.
We're okay.
So
good.
They are the Florida Panthers and the Miami Heat are literally the same.
Yeah.
The last team to make it into the playoffs.
How's that go? Handshake emoji or something?
Yeah. And now the Florida Panthers are in the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Miami Heat are 1 win away from the NBA Finals.
Pecan.
This
This
is like every time we have text bag, or anytime anybody's answering questions, that's always a question that comes up.
So I say pecan.
I say both.
Pecan?
I see both. Pecan, like it just depends.
Pecan.
I don't think about it. I just read it and then I'll just say it.
The only enunciation would not be pecan.
Yeah, that one's
never
fake.
pecan.
Never pecan.
Pecan
and pecan.
Interesting. So how do you say it both ways? I say it pecan.
Yeah.
Tyler in Phoenix. Hey, Tyler in Phoenix was the first ever texter into the happy hour. We have to bring that up every single time.
Tyler in Phoenix.
That Tyler in Phoenix almost 2 whole years ago in August. Oh, here's the trivia question for you, Rico.
Uh-oh.
What was the first day of the happy hour?
Do you know?
I do.
Oh, well, this is going to look bad.
Makes you sound very bad.
August.
It was, just to put a time frame on it. So it would have been my junior year. First, I guess, a week before school began.
Mm-hmm.
August.
2 years ago.
It will be 2 years in August.
It was before KJ was born.
That's crazy.
Because KJ was born August 30th.
Okay.
And he will be 2 this year.
Yep.
How long before he was born? That's the question.
This is interesting.
Did we do a week of shows before I was gone?
This day is etched in my memory forever.
I just have to,
and I'm a little disappointed that it's not.
You act like I don't have a million days to remember.
What other days do you not? What do you have to remember?
My children's birthdays.
Children's birthdays.
My wife's.
Your wife's birthday. Your anniversary.
Yep.
Okay.
My mother's birthday, which I still don't remember.
Do I not have to worry about? Okay, so I have 2 fewer days to remember.
3.
Anniversary. Well, I still have to kind of remember that.
You don't have a wife's birthday.
Don't have a wife's birthday. Have a girlfriend's birthday.
Not as important.
Still know it.
Not as important.
April 3rd.
August 16th.
Rico. Yes, sir. Nice work.
I just had to go back. I was like, no, we had more than a week of shows. I was like, it was a Monday. I know it was a Monday.
It was August 16th.
I got it.
August 16th, 2021, the happy hour began, and Tyler in Phoenix was the first texter
ever texter
into the happy hour. And that's when we started the game show, or the game, first text in the happy hour, and then we stopped it because it was stupid.
It lasted like a year almost.
It was stupid.
It was a good one.
Okay. So Tyler in Phoenix asks, would you rather have bad breath forever or no fingers?
These are the type of questions we need,
This is the ones
folks.
we want.
That is a text bag question. The answer for me is bad breath forever. I can't hold things with no fingers. What are you gonna do? I can't type with no fingers. I can nub clap. That's what I would do. I'm not doing that.
I don't need a clap, but you'd be
How are you
able-
gonna hold things?
You'd be able to pick stuff up.
How?
With both.
With your wrists?
Well, it's not. You still have hands.
You don't have fingers.
You don't have fingers.
Okay, grab something with no fingers. You're not gonna be able to, okay, call someone and hold it up to your ear. Go ahead, text your mom.
I can't.
Exactly.
I mean, you could. There's ways around
With
this.
bad breath, you know what you do? You just have gum with you at all times.
I suppose so.
Or you just wear a
Bad-
mask with the
bad
little
breath is-
little breath canceling thing.
Dude, bad
charcoal.
breath is detrimental.
It is. It's not great, but it's better than having no fingers.
Yeah, I think I would go with bad breath. I'll have bad breath.
How are you going to
forever.
tell somebody they're number one with no fingers?
Oh, Tyler follows up, says it's chronic bad breath. Does not go away.
I know it doesn't go away, but I'm going to get the gum to cover it up a little bit. Real strong gum.
That's the problem with gum, Febreze, all that stuff. It doesn't
get rid of it.
It just masks.
It's going to cover it up, and that's all I need. I just need to
Same
cover
with
it up.
Axe.
Yeah, I just need to cover it up. I know it's not going to go away, but I'd rather have my
horrible.
fingers.
If I would you feel bad talking to anybody?
No, I mean, if I don't find love because of my bad breath, then I don't find love.
But you could still find love.
But at least I have my family and friends who have chosen me despite my bad breath.
And you have fingers.
And I have fingers.
People, you can still find love without fingers.
Someone said use your nose to text. Yeah,
okay.
You know how long
John and
that's
Cortland,
gonna,
there you go.
How long is that going to
Well,
take?
now they have the whole talk to text thing. It'd be tough to.
Yeah, they hit the button.
It'd be tough to have the finger or the sensor because
Mm-hmm.
you'd probably have to hit your nose or your phone with your nose because you can't just hit it with your entire
How are you gonna
hand.
Okay, I put my phone in my pocket with no fingers. How do I get this thing out? I get like push from the bottom.
Yeah,
What do we do? Do I use my pockets?
I don't know, man. Like,
How do I pay? Do I use my phone to
I
pay for
gotta
things?
say-
I gotta hold it and like put it on there. I can't get my card. How do you? Go ahead, try and get your card. All of you right now, take your wallet out. First off, try and take your wallet out with no fingers, and then take your card out of your wallet with no fingers. And if you don't use a card, if you use cash, take the cash out with no fingers. Go ahead.
Well, so now they make things though, Rico, where they make Apple Pay. You can pay with your phone.
Pull your phone out of your pocket with no fingers.
I feel like I could figure out a way to be resourceful
I'd rather not have to figure that out.
and just smell. You'd rather smell every single word that you say.
Yeah. No,
Just-
you would get used to your own smell. Like that's the thing is you would be fine.
I'm pretty sure bad breath is in the same category as body odor, where if it's your own, you don't smell it.
Exactly.
So it's
And
not
like every once
don't
in a
have to
while
worry
you get a
about
whiff
that.
and you go, "Oh my goodness," but then it goes away again.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think. I also just wonder if people just naturally have bad breath.
Some people do.
That's.
A man named Ashley says, "With bad breath forever, you don't have to worry about a wife or girlfriend's birthday. Nobody wants to kiss bad breath forever." Like I said, if I don't find love with my forever bad breath, I'm fine with it because at least I have my fingers.
You'd rather be single with fingers.
Yes.
Okay.
Then married with no fingers.
Time out. So now this is a little bit of a twister. James T. Quirk says, "I know a guy with no fingers on either hand. He's married to a hot girl and he does well for himself. Resourceful.
Good
I
for
feel
him.
like as long as you are able to adapt to the current situation at hand, then
You're terrible.
you can figure out a way to do it.
No, I'd rather have my fingers.
So okay,
How are you? Do your job. Look something up with no fingers on your laptop. Go ahead.
see the good thing is there's Siri.
Go ahead.
It's tough to control the mouse.
With no fingers. Stop using your fingers.
It's tough to control the mouse.
Go ahead. Tweet something. You're at a baseball game. You got to tweet something out. Something just happened.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have
You would need
five
a new,
keys.
You would need a new job.
Dang, that's too bad. Well,
Somebody says get bionic hands. First off, I need a job that allows me to work with no fingers so I can afford bionic hands.
yeah.
Where am I going to work that will give me the money to afford bionic hands?
Okay, this is getting out of hand.
No,
No, time out. The reason I say that this is getting out of control is the American Nightmare just out of the blue sends in a text that says the mechanic at our shop only has one arm.
But at least he has fingers on the other hand.
This is not what we're intending for this conversation to begin or to talk about. Eric and Lincoln says, I'm dying laughing with this conversation, but it's a no-brainer. I would rather have bad breath.
Thomas and Lincoln says, bad breath, no question. I can't use my thumb right now, and I'm losing my mind.
Well, I mean, Rico, you would struggle because you couldn't play video games.
100%.
Okay, so I think, yeah, see, Harold Spheres makes a really good point. Pay with your watch. No fingers are needed.
Put your watch on.
That's tough. Well, you can get the elastic bands that just slide on over.
Put it on.
Slide. You can. You can.
Don't use your fingers.
You can wiggle.
Don't use your fingers. Put it on.
Wiggle.
Stop using your fingers. Put
Rico,
it on.
I'm telling
you.
Where's
your watch?
I don't have it with me.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
This will be a 2-day conversation.
It's over. That'll be the first question to Connor.
Somebody out here has
Connor,
a watch.
This will be the first question for Connor tomorrow, the Big Ten Network. Connor, would you rather have bad breath forever or
no fingers?
No fingers. First time we ever have him on our show.
It's very important.
This is the first question we ask you. Okay, so we should probably move on. Let's go to the next question because we got
it's very important.
Anyway, Notorious BIB asks, be ugly or gassy all the time?
I'm already gassy all the time, and I'm gorgeous, so I'm
gassy.
I guess I'm just be gassy.
Gonna get a haircut soon?
No, I'm just gonna let it grow out.
Rico, it's summer. You don't want that.
I know.
I gotta take care of my co-host here. Keith Tenney chimes in and says, I just tuned in. Does no one floss anymore? I mean, that's the thing. Has
anyone ever flossed? Also, how do you floss with no fingers?
Ooh, now that's
how do you brush your
teeth? If you have bad breath,
then you don't have to worry.
Okay, so now we're on to something here, Rico.
These are things.
Because if you don't have fingers,
then you're gonna have bad breath.
You're gonna have bad breath. So you might as well just initially choose bad breath.
Unless you're just mouthwash all the time. I mean, I'm sure you could hold the brush.
Keith Teddy goes, that's permanent bad breath. Okay, so I guess we're going with chronic bad breath.
So you have to go with bad breath because if you choose no fingers, you got bad breath anyways.
Dang. Thomas Lincoln says, I guess I'm losing in both of those situations because I'm already ugly and gassy. John and Cortland says, adaptive folks use their mouth and tools. Okay, John. Nice. Chase B, if you get too sweaty, the wrist will slip right off the nub.
Boom. See?
There's elastic, though. You just got to make sure that there's
a small wrist.
Yeah. That's the thing is, how do you do any wrist exercises, forearm lifts? How do you strengthen your arms?
You would still have the hand. There just wouldn't be
That's
fingers.
what I'm saying. It's tough to imagine without
Would it
fingers.
look like this? No.
Well, no, because that takes no fingers.
Right here.
You're not just cutting it off of the knuckle. It's
okay. I got to stop flexing my hands while the muscles go away.
Yeah,
video game muscles.
I don't know, man.
Like that.
I mean, the hand.
It's gonna be hard to get look at this. How do you get even with the elastic? How do you get you're gonna have to pull, and that's gonna be hard.
I think there's
more room.
Rico,
the fingers aren't bent over like this.
I'm pretty sure that you just automatically become more resourceful.
I mean, not automatically. It's gonna take some time.
I don't know. What is that one thing where it's like one of your senses goes away, the other four just get like
that's
boosted?
not your fingers being gone is not a sense, Nick.
But your mind sharpens when you
I
adapt.
don't think so.
You adapt or you die. All right, you got to figure out a way. You have to figure out a way to adapt.
Oh no, I lost my fingers. Now I can hear somebody closing a door 2 miles away.
Hey, whatever works.
It's not how this works.
Tyler Phoenix says, what if it's bad body odor or no fingers? Does that change it?
That does change it.
How can you apply deodorant? And thank you, Gorilla Bear. Touch is a sense.
No, because you can still touch things and feel a sensation of touch with no fingers.
I'm not sure about that. Let's go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline 402-464-5688.
You want to go to a break first and then get to the caller?
Yes. Oh, yes. We can go to a break. We went way over time here. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get to the phone lines right after this on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
There's never been a better time to earn more on your checking account. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account with Liberty First Credit Union and earn up to 5.5% APY for up to $40,000. It's simple. Open your Kasasa Cash checking account online or stop into any of the 4 Lincoln locations or Seward and Omaha branches. Liberty First makes switching easy, and Kasasa checking is always free. See libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Credit Union, banking with purpose.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
McMurphy has Nebraska in the Las Vegas Bowl. That would be absolutely amazing. Here's when the Vegas Bowl is. It's before Christmas. It is so easy to get to Las Vegas for Nebraska fans. There's now a direct flight from Lincoln via Redway, the new at Lincoln Airport. Omaha has direct flight. Grand Island has direct flights to Vegas.
It would be flooded with
It would be awesome.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on innovation and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Red.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornerstone Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-16.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
We'll see a slight chance of scattered thunderstorms by later this afternoon. Otherwise, partly cloudy with a high of around 83. Southeast winds at 15 to 25. Partly cloudy tonight with a low down to around 60. We'll see a little more sunshine as we get into our Friday and warm up just a tad more with a high of 86. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
What do you mean?
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico joining you. Went, unfortunately, a little too long in that first segment, unintentionally
Just a
either,
smidge.
as well. Let's move on to Husker baseball here, because big game tonight, and obviously big game in terms of just wanting to stay on the undefeated track. But if Nebraska's able to win tonight's game against Maryland, the number 1 seeded Maryland Terrapins,
The Turtles,
they will be able to have tomorrow off. And when you talk about a team, you saw it unfortunately yesterday, had a good start out of Emmett Olson, went a decent way, and then Kyle Perry took over, struggled a little bit. Shea Shannon was able to come in, struggled just a little bit more, and then ultimately Nebraska was able to slam the door shut on Rutgers, in part to obviously the 3-run home run from Gabe Swanson that tied it up at 6 runs apiece.
That was a massive home run.
And once again, 110 miles per hour off the bat of Gabe Swanson to left center field at Charles Schwab Field. But when you look at Nebraska's struggles throughout the year, it hasn't necessarily been their offense, right? It's been a lot of their pitching staff. And in a game yesterday where Nebraska was walked 13 times, they were given 13 free bases from the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. They had 9 walks and 4 players were hit by a pitch in yesterday's game against the Scarlet Knights. And when that happens, if you're a coach or obviously a player on that team, you're sitting there going, man, you would like to think that you'd be able to win by more than 2 runs. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of free bases that you were given from the opponent. And fortunately enough for the Huskers, some of their offense has been able to, shoulder the load, if you will. And then also they just didn't give up as many as Rutgers yesterday.
You gave up 6 walks. Rutgers left 9 people on base. But if you're thinking about the offense, and like you said, with 9 walks and 4 hit batters, you also left 11 people on base. So winning by 2, that you left some runs out there. You also know that Rutgers definitely left some runs out there as well. But you have to feel good about hitting 2 home runs in a park that, as we said, is normally pitcher friendly, but to Nebraska seemed a little more hitter friendly. But you are going up against a team in Maryland that their offense does hits at a pretty high level as well, in terms of getting the ball out of the park. So you're going to have to, like you said, the pitching is going to have to step up, and getting that day off in between games is going to be massive if Nebraska can get it.
Well, it's big for pitching, right?
It's big for everybody, just so you can rest up a little bit. I mean, Bryce Matthews is back in the starting lineup, but he's, a week off of sitting out an entire series because of back spasms or something along those lines. So I don't know if he's 100% or if he would have been able to go against Purdue in that final series, but he didn't, and you're less than a week away from that. So getting another day off would be massive for obviously the pitchers, but for the hitters as well.
So Jace Kaminska is the expected starter tonight on the mound for Nebraska. And when he faced off against Maryland back on May 6th on the road, Nebraska actually won this game, or won the game that Jace Kaminska started. It wasn't all that well of a start from Jace. Jace, however, went 4 innings, allowed 6 hits, and 7 earned runs. He also walked 2 Terrapins back on May 6th, striking out just 4. Also allowed 4 home runs in that game against the Terrapins back in College Park. And so he ended up getting the win, obviously, in a game on May 6th that the Huskers came away victorious. They did lose 2 of 3 on the road to Maryland during the regular season. But Jace Kaminska is going to be the expected starter this evening at 6 p.m. when Nebraska gets things going. And as we've mentioned, just huge implications. Need to win the Big Ten tournament to enter into a regional. And the next step, the biggest step potentially outside of just winning the championship game, is winning tonight's game to get you into a situation where they would have to play on Saturday at 1 p.m. would be their first game. And whoever they play, whether it's a mix of Michigan State, Maryland, or Rutgers in that situation, whichever one of those 3 teams that they play, then that team has to beat Nebraska twice. So that's why this game is so crucial, because if Nebraska loses tonight, then they're going to have to win on Friday, and then they're going to have to win 2 games on Saturday just to get into the championship game on Sunday. So you can really cut out that middle game tomorrow and potentially the if necessary game on Friday night at 9 p.m. if you are able to win tonight and then win the first game on Saturday as well. So it's just a huge opportunity that lies ahead for Nebraska. And as long as they can cut down the free bases and the errors, you feel good enough about Nebraska's offense that they can compete with anybody in the Big Ten Conference.
With an offensive season that they've been having, as you said, the pitching is going to need to step up going against this Maryland team. So
yeah, well,
I don't know. You've got Kaminska on the mound, like you read his stats from the last time they went against Maryland, and they is stole the right word to use in that 3 games. They stole a game from Maryland because the other 2 really weren't that close for the Terrapins. This is a really good Maryland squad. And Nebraska, although they've had a pretty decent season, like you said, it's winning. It's either winning the Big Ten tournament or missing out on the NCAA tournament altogether. And although you feel as if Nebraska's got some momentum going into this game, you are facing the number 1 seed. They were only able to put 3 runs up against a Michigan State squad that isn't the best, but I don't know. It's going to be it's a tough ask for Nebraska. But the way the offense is humming, you have a little bit of faith.
So if you look at Ticketmaster, by the way, we talked about the crowd in the first segment and the potential for a pretty sizable crowd here tonight. Behind home plate and behind the Huskers dugout is sold out, according to Ticketmaster, in the lower bowl.
Okay, is that so? 1 ticket gets you all day.
Yeah.
So is that?
So I guess that would mean potentially tonight. But Nebraska is trying to
how many fans
pack the chuck?
How many fans of who play Rutgers and
Michigan State?
How many Rutgers or Michigan State fans are just going to be like, look,
that's a good point.
Let's watch Nebraska and Maryland play.
By the way, Michigan State just beat Rutgers. So Rutgers is eliminated from the Big Ten tournament. Michigan State, the 8th seed, lives on another day, and they will face the loser of Nebraska and Maryland tomorrow at 7 p.m. So that's kind of the bracket situation. If Nebraska can win tonight, you feel really good about Nebraska's chances to make the Big Ten championship game if Nebraska is able to win tonight against Maryland.
Do we know how the other side of the bracket's looking?
Oh, okay. So I know.
I'm sorry. I just kind of.
No, it's fine. I need to find the interactive bracket.
Do we want to hit that in the crossover to start off?
Let's do that. Let's take our final time out. We'll be joined by Austin and Strick coming up next to round out the show today on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Generation V.
Start summer off right with the Midwest's favorite for Vapor, Delta, and much more during the Generation V summer sale. Starts Memorial Weekend.
Generation V.
Save up to 50% off during the Generation V summer sale. Get a free bottle of Nick salts when you buy a pod system. Get 20% off all Honey Root Delta products and much more.
Generation V.
Now with 4 Lincoln locations. Stop in Memorial Weekend to take advantage of the Generation V summer sale.
E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Spring is here and it's time to get those seeds in the ground. There's no time for delays if your equipment needs a new part. That's why Acres stocks thousands of premium John Deere parts for all your ag machines, planters, sprayers, and tractors. Acres now. With a team of John Deere certified technicians, Acres will diagnose and repair your equipment quickly. Visit acres.com to find your closest location. Our team of parts and service professionals are dedicated to keeping you operating at full capacity. Solutions for every field.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoes and brand looks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by H. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
The Butchery by Venue, Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offerings. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experience with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in a Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We'll see a slight chance of scattered thunderstorms by later this afternoon. Otherwise, partly cloudy with a high of around 3. Southeast winds at 15 to 25. Partly cloudy tonight with a low down to around 60. We'll see a little more sunshine as we get into our Friday and warm up just a tad more with a high of 86. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Getting experience to jumpstart a
A career can be difficult and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and station.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904, batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Look at me. This plane is going to Jamaica.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the Happy Hour, 90 from the Ticket, theticketfm.com. We're now joined by Strick and Austin. Gentlemen, what's up?
It is a happy time.
It is.
It is Thirsty Thursday.
Ooh,
That's
yes,
right.
sir.
Time.
You guys right.
Are you sticking around today?
I am.
Yes, sir.
You got to ask him if he's sticking around on Thirsty Thursday. I feel like he always wants to.
Kenny has to have a drink today.
Kenny,
It's his last day. I know. That's why.
I don't think
Kenny's last day.
I don't think Kenny drinks.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. That's why he has to have one today.
Oh, okay.
It's a celebration of
just
the
a
great work
small
he did,
little
stepping
sip.
out of his comfort zone.
He'll do coke.
On old school.
He'll do coke.
He'll do no, we're not doing that.
Pause.
We're not doing that.
No, like
Coca-Cola.
The drink and coke.
There you
Coca-Cola.
go. Yeah.
Pause.
There you go. Sir.
Not that. The drink.
You got to.
You'll
You
say
gotta
he'll have a Coke. He'll
Yeah.
drink a Coke.
Yeah,
Don't
he'll
say
drink a coke. Yes.
phrasing. We're still
Correct.
doing phrasing.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
That's what I meant.
Perfect.
I don't want you guys texting in saying nothing crazy like Strick said he's. No, Coca-Cola drink.
Coca-Cola. Anyway,
Dark Pop.
so baseball bracket, going back to it, we were talking about how crucial it is for Nebraska to win tonight because they get tomorrow off, and then they also have to be beaten twice on the following day. And just as much as we're talking about Nebraska's pitching staff and how they would be well rested going into a game where on Saturday where you got Friday off, and if you're in that situation, more than likely you didn't have to use as many pitchers as you could have in the previous two games. Vice versa, whether Nebraska loses tonight or whoever Nebraska would face in that Saturday game, your pitching could be extremely thin when you have to beat somebody twice and then, hey, turn around and play somebody in the Big Ten championship game on Sunday as well.
I think you would have liked them to just really have closed that game out, not allow it to even get as close as it did. You know.
Well, we said that you got walked or free. You got walked 9 times and you had 4 guys hit by a pitch, 13 free guys on base, and unfortunately, it was only a 2-run differential.
Yeah, that's not taking.
And Maryland won't give you that much.
No.
They won't.
No,
they're
no.
the 1 seed for a reason. That's a really good team and a really good program. But again, when you look at the regular season series on the road at Maryland, you kind of gave game 1 away. You were in that one. You fell apart late. You win a shootout on Saturday, and then just not your day on Sunday in a 20-5 loss. So you can interpret that a lot of different ways. On the one hand, you lost 2 out of 3. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, well, you were right in there game 1, and 1 or 2 guys fell apart on the mound to make it a 4-run loss. And then your bats did their thing on Saturday. So I think there's enough encouraging signs that, again, hopefully this game gets played tonight, weather stays out of the way. That's the other thing to think about with the bracket. With the weather, if that doesn't cooperate, that gets wild, given how the Big Ten compresses their schedule.
Well, and that's the thing is the weather is playing a factor tonight. Chances of rain, chances of storms could push the first pitch back a little bit later than 6 p.m., I suppose. On the other side of the bracket, just to tell people, Iowa and Indiana, the 2-seed Indiana versus the 3-seed Hawkeyes, about to get things going here in a moment if they haven't already. It was scheduled for 2 p.m. I have a feeling that it got pushed back a little bit simply because the Michigan State and Rutgers game went a little bit longer than planned. Michigan State, the 8-seed, beat Rutgers, the 5-seed, in an elimination game this morning. So Michigan State advances now to play the loser of Maryland and Nebraska tomorrow at 7 p.m. Illinois is the other team, the 7-seed. The Fighting Illini is the other team to be eliminated from the tournament to this point. So just a huge game ahead for Nebraska, and
makes a difference.
Yeah, I mean, just a great opportunity, right? This is where having a ballpark like Charles Schwab, where I should say routinely it's a pitcher-friendly ballpark. A lot of people on the text line also made a point to say Maryland's ballpark a little shorter than an average ballpark. So maybe they don't hit home runs, they don't hit for power as much as we think they may. But we did see, I mean, Nebraska got to the wall a couple times yesterday. They hit a couple out. And now you're going here. You have it in Omaha, Nebraska as well, which is 40 minutes down the road for a lot of the Husker fans population. So somewhat of a home game and just a huge opportunity. That's all. That's the best word to sum this up as, is just a giant opportunity for Husker baseball tonight.
If they win, does that put them in the driver's seat?
Yeah.
Well, I think so. Yeah.
Because then whoever comes out of losers bracket has to beat them twice.
I'm talking about the whole thing. I'm not talking about just their side of the bracket.
Well, I asked, how's the other side of the bracket? Do we know how that's
Well, you didn't play Indiana, and you got swept by Iowa.
Yeah.
Those are the...
Well, that's what I'm saying. How is the other side shaping out? Who's winning? Who's doing what? Because that'll go a long way in determining if they're in the driver's seat.
I would imagine that now that Iowa-Michigan game in the first game of the tournament back on it would have been Monday, back on Tuesday rather. The Iowa-Michigan game was a really, really close game where both of those teams, I think it was it was blown open by the Hawkeyes in the later stages, but for a good chunk of the game, it was a one-run ball game both ways. Michigan now faces elimination game. They'll face the loser of Iowa, Indiana, and I wouldn't be surprised. Michigan's been here before. Now it's not with Eric Bakich, but Michigan's been here before, and that could be something to see as well. But more than likely in the championship, it's going to be Iowa or Indiana.
So on that side of the bracket, all the higher seeds taking care of business. On this side, mostly aside from the fact that Michigan State beat Rutgers. Right.
Yeah. I have to agree also with this texter. Iowa versus Indiana winner would probably be in the driver's seat if Nebraska won tonight. I don't know if the home field.
Iowa's got the pitching.
Yes.
So I asked Nick the other day, and I don't know if I got the pitcher that got in trouble with the whole casino gambling thing. Is he back on the roster?
I don't think he's been re-added.
I haven't heard him and it be talked about that he's been re-added. So I would assume no. So I would assume that he's not a part of it.
I mean, obviously, the winner between Iowa and Indiana would be in the driver's seat. But let's say Iowa loses that game. They go on, they play Michigan, then they play Indiana. They don't have time off. Mm-hmm. They're pitching, although it's really strong, with no time off in between. Nobody has.
Well, it's going to be just thinner.
Yeah.
It's going to be,
which would be helpful if Nebraska's to win and then gets that day off.
Yeah, just crucial when you need all the help on your pitching staff that you can get.
Just keep winning.
It's not that strong. Yeah,
just keep winning.
Win.
That's all you got to do.
When it comes to tournament time, do we trust certain coaches more than others? Do they make a bigger impact in tournaments than a regular season?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I think so, because you talk about how long to leave a pitcher in for. You talk about how situations on whoever's up to bat. How do you want to handle a sacrifice bunt situation if it's a prime opportunity to move somebody over in a one-run ball game? Are you and you're one of your better hitters are up to the plate? Are you sacrificing their at bat just to move somebody over for somebody that maybe not statistically is as gifted or talented, and hope that they get a base hit? I think coaching does matter, especially when it comes to pitching.
Yeah, decisions are going to be important.
When to pull a guy, I think that's such a difficult thing, because I don't know. Like, you look last night, unfortunately. Hindsight's 20/20, but do you bring in Kyle Perry, or should you have gone straight to Shea Shanneman? right? I don't have that answer, and that's nothing against KP. I love KP, but in that situation, should you have maybe tried to save KP for tonight, or I don't know
What
the
about?
answer.
Can you throw him in there?
Yeah. Well, and you have pitch count to worry about. You have because however many pitches you throw requires a certain number of days of rest. And that, I mean, Austin, that's where you and I were talking about. Do you bring Emmett Olson back on Friday if you're able to win tonight because he would have 3 days of rest, or do you hope that we're going to make it a bullpen game and let's hope we get to the Big Ten championship game, and then we can throw our number one guy, right? Because you never want to get to that point where you look back on a tournament that you didn't win and say, we should have done it this way.
The Buck Showalter, saving
Bingo.
Zach Britton
Yeah.
year after year.
Yes.
How bad would it be if you go bullpen game, you win that, you go to the next one, and then your ace starts struggling?
Well, I mean, I think that's part of it. I just think that's baseball. Sometimes you don't have your stuff, but that's why you gotta have, and that's why the rest is so important.
Yeah,
that's why the rest is so important. So in case
you gotta go with your best.
Yeah, in case Emmett Olson, and that's same conversation before game one of a tournament, right? It's yesterday Nebraska could have thrown Jace Kaminska first game and saved Emmett Olson tonight, but then you're throwing Emmett Olson in an elimination game rather than here tonight in a winner's bracket game.
This is also where I think there's got to be some onus put on the players to be honest. How's your arm really feeling? How are you doing mentally? Because I know a lot of them want to bulldog, push through it. Oh, it's tournament time. I got to be there for my team. When sometimes if you need an extra day, trust someone else who's fresher. I know it's a risk to push that long. I know the attitude in sports is I'm there. I can do it. I'm the guy.
Yeah.
But to give your team the best chance of success, you got to be honest. If your arm's not good, you need another day.
Yeah.
Don't you take that other day?
Yeah, you would think so.
Everybody has a
that's
Superman
crazy.
complex. Everybody believes they're the guy that can do it. And it
Mhm.
happens so much in sports, whether it be in basket, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
It happens with quarterbacks too. They believe that they can thread the needle on certain passes when it's required.
Yeah.
So it always happens. But you're right, though. It requires a level of humility and sacrifice and belief and trust in others to be able to get the job done.
And it's not just can I pitch, not can I play. It's can I be at my best.
Right.
That's the conversation.
That's what's needed.
I mean,
right?
you think about, Kyle Perry's the perfect example, right? He comes back from his first Tommy John surgery, pitches against Arkansas. His first appearance back was against the number one overall seed in the country, and he shuts down Arkansas in 2021 in Baum Stadium. In one of on the biggest stage that Nebraska was faced with that season. I mean, the guy at that moment was at his best, and he could have come back, and Will Bolt talked about it back then in 2021. They could have brought him back in earlier games and whatever. There was a series against Rutgers where they clinched the tournament or clinched the Big Ten regular season championship that year, but they didn't, and they chose to wait until the regional. They brought him back, and he was at his best. And we saw how effective Kyle Perry was against the Razorbacks. And that gave Nebraska a pretty large spark against Arkansas in that game that they did win. Unfortunately, the next game they did not. But all right, we got about a minute left here. What's coming up on the show today, gentlemen?
We're talking NFL in the first hour. What's the hang up of the Commander's sale?
Nice.
What's going into that, the financials? Tom Brady did get his ownership stake in the Raiders, but Jimmy G had foot surgery.
That's right.
Does that mean anything? We'll dive into that.
Did Tom Brady force the foot surgery?
Could Tom Brady be an owner and a player?
Has that happened? You've seen coach player.
That's the thing, and that's the question. I think there's some bylaws that
Interesting
that you got to talk about.
You can get around it.
And then NBA playoffs, of course. Denver's got some time off. How are they using it? Does Boston have a chance?
Can Boston come back streaky?
If Boston wins this one and they get some momentum, it's a problem.
I think it ends in 6.
Okay, there it is. All right, stick around on the block with Strick and Austin coming up next. Make sure you, if you're not making your way out to Omaha, cheer on the Huskers tonight. Got a big one against the Terps. Stick around on the block coming up next. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Adios. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back days at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town, traditional, at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
By GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Allo is turning 20 this year, and we plan to celebrate all year long. Since 2003, Allo has vowed to put customers first and deliver a drastically different experience. No matter where you live, work, or play, we believe you deserve an affordable, secure, and reliable connection. We're proud to have served our businesses and residents with seriously fast fiber optic service for 2 decades. Thank you for trusting Allo as your local internet, phone, and TV provider. Follow us on social media to know about the 20th anniversary celebrations in all our Allo communities.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batstoRats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional